Then we got Feng Xiong with the $20 super chat saying, "Hey DCC, in Q2, will you guys talk about the exiting in crypto? An example, if I made 50K, how would I exit it out to use and not get flagged by my bank account like Wells Fargo?"
All right, so yeah, when we talk about exiting, we are not talk about fucking like
tax
evasion, bros. No, we have tax webinars. We tell people to pay taxes first and foremost.
IRS hired a shit ton of people to fucking find
like,
you.
There's no, we're not ever gonna be talking about some weird, like fucking weirdo shit, like about like that sort of stuff, man. No, dude, we're we always try to do everything above board as much as we can. Sometimes things are kind of gray still because the government doesn't want to clarify shit a lot of the time. But we do it as above board as we can, and we tax webinars taught by like a legal tax person. Me and Charlie don't talk like I can say like hey like long-term capital gains, like the general stuff, but like I'm not doing your taxes. You have to find an actual tax consultant, tax person to actually do your stuff, and then we can lead you towards like tax software like maybe Coinly and stuff like that. But that's just what it is.
There we go. Then we have Alan Feldman with the $5 super chat saying, "What should I make the next AI song about?" My guy, MG.
That getting the CMC or yeah, this guy made like a really funny fucking like that was really I love the song. I just like I cringe hearing my name and Charlie's name. Like I don't know why. But it's just kind of like hearing yourself, Just it is what it is, man. But yeah. It's not worth not paying your taxes. Pay your taxes. Or one thing you could do, bro, is I'm not tax consultant. Remember, look at the beginning of the stream. So if I have a disclaimer and stuff like that when it comes to like I don't give tax advice or anything like that, or this ain't financial advice. But like if you buy an investment property, you can write off probably all your crypto gains if you invest enough into it. But you then have to do that, and then you have to like deal with the real world, which is like super icky,
And I think we're all caught up on the super chats.
Yep. So I mean, that is one thing you could do. And if you buy an investment property, that means not a property you're not living in. You have to put like 25% down on an investment property, 25% down on an investment property. Let's just say I bought I put $1 million down, got a $4 million I don't know, could be a 16plex or something like that. Maybe depending on where you live, because there's different prices. California, that buy me like a fucking half a cupboard. But but depending on where you live in the country, you might buy yourself an investment property. I probably would recommend, if it was me, if I was talking to my brother, I'd be like, buy it somewhere where you can like see it, at least like somewhere locally or somewhere at least close by. So, don't do out of state shit, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And then, you're renting that out. And then you can write off like $4 million of, of taxes off and stuff like because you bought that property, which is really good. And then on that $4 million property, or even $1 million property that you put $250,000 in, or even $100,000 in, that gets you a $400,000 property. It all depends on what you're trying to do. A lot of times I do believe that's probably a lot better than fucking like if you're gonna pay the government a couple $100,000, you might as well just at least have a house.
Yeah.
And just have your tenants paid off or put in family to like it's better to have that than not,
And
but it's annoying. Now that's different from like doing house hacking, which is like I'm doing like, I'm living in a property for a year, getting a 3plex or a 4plex if I can find a 4plex. And that's different from these investment property things. In order to do that, like I might be wrong on this, but at least from what I've talked to Steve from accounting and a couple other tax people, they've told me is that you have to not be living on the property for it to be considered an investment property like that.
And he expands on this question saying, "Oh man, I didn't expect that dark side of it. I was just assuming how to put in your money into your bank safely."
Well, that's not how everyone read it either.
I was
yo, hold up.
When you said raise no red flags, I was like, that's tax evasion.
Right. So, yeah, it's very. So, I mean, did he ask on a certain exchange or just in general?
I'm guessing in general, just how to pull out.
Yeah, it's very easy. Like as an example, like let's just say you sell into a coin, you probably could sell Ethereum, or like just say you have your stable coin, send your USDC to Coinbase, sell the USDC and Coinbase into it'll convert it to USD in the account. Then you can send that money to your bank, and then it would arrive there within a week or so. You could probably even call like a Chase Bank or whatever your local bank is, or like a Wells Fargo or your Bank of America, which used to be Bank of Italy, or one of these other banks and stuff. Or your local bank tell them, hey, I'm having a wire coming in from Coinbase of like $100 million. Don't be worried, this is normal. No, $1 million or $50,000 or 100,000. Usually if it's under like $1 million, they don't trip about it that bad. You get it. Now, if it's like stupid amounts of millions, then yeah, like it's like, I mean, never been flagged for like $1 million or less, but $1 million, yeah, you will talk to the manager sometimes and stuff, unless you tell them like ahead of time.
Yeah.
But if you've done transaction like that in the past, it doesn't happen anymore. It just keep operating like normal.
Yeah, right here. Chase does not like seeing large deposits on regular checking accounts.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
You can then upgrade your account to either like a business one, or you can do what's called private Chase client, or they have like the private Chase clients or the private clients for almost all the other banks as well. They just don't advertise it sometimes, but I think Chase does advertise it, but I think you have to have like 200,000 or $500,000.
I think it's $250,000.
I think it's $250,000. I've got to look it up. It's $250,000 or $1 million in like liquid assets. That's not on your house and stuff, and then you can open an account like that, something like that.
Stupid amount of millions. I want that, bro.
Yeah, Wells Fargo is a shitty bank. Yes. I'm fully with you that. Yeah, fucking ripping off Mexicans for years.
Not paying them shit, taking money away from their accounts, everything.